Are Amish socks and underclothes for men and women handmade or store-bought? So it depends on what community you're in. In our community, we were allowed to have store-bought undergarments, say underwear, store-bought socks, stuff like that. Now, I did have cousins in a community that they were not allowed to have elastic. They could buy store-bought underwear, and they had to snip the elastic in one spot so it wouldn't. They could keep it on there, it just couldn't be stretchy. So if you snipped like the waistband, or be what it may, it would actually not conform anymore, and you basically have to hold it on there with your other, with your pants or whatever. However, my mom did make some socks homemade. She made some nice thick woolen socks for use in the winter. However, in the summer we always used store-bought socks. And she also did make like some long underwear that we used in the winter sometimes as well. And we were allowed to use elastic, so she would actually take elastic and sew around the edges, and then usually sometimes even have it inside the fabric. Like my church pants that I wear, those Amish church pants, they were made by a professional seamstress, but there is elastic inside the waistband so that they have a little bit of stretch and they give a little bit. So thank you. Have a nice day. Who is going to look to see if the elastic is snipped? And what a bummer to get shunned because of your undies. Okay, so first off, I've never heard of anyone getting shunned because of their underwear, because their underwear had elastic on it. But I was also from a community where we were allowed to have elastic and store-bought underwear. So I don't know how that would actually work. But nobody's going around checking, I don't think, to see if it's snipped or not. Unless it's on the clothesline. They might drive by on laundry day if they really, really had to check, I would imagine. But it's just one of those things. Some of the rules in the Amish, people just rely on you to follow them. If you say that you're going to follow them, you're expected to follow them. And a lot of times, nobody ever knows. There's some things that nobody's ever going to know if you're actually doing or not in private. Like, say, you can't walk around without a shirt on. Maybe somebody's walking around, lives by themselves, walking around without a shirt on outside. I've never seen it. I'm just saying. You really don't know if, an Amish guy steps out of his house without a shirt on ever. You really just don't know. This is something you rely on them to follow the rules. And then if they don't, then that's on them, and they are expected to, I guess when it weighs them down, that's when they are expected to bring it to the church. Now, if what you're doing is affecting other people, and other people can see what you're doing, and you're doing it defiantly, is how it's seen, in defiance of the rules, that's when they'll, come to you and be like, hey, you are breaking these rules. They don't go out, at least in my community, they did not go out and look for things that you were doing wrong. Not the elders. There was a few people in my community that might have done that, but I tried to stay away from them. God bless.